is the second episode of the previous episode where we spoke about the selling of peddling of ideas. And on that one, we were talking about Naledi, the spiritual daughter of Bashir, who recently got married, while previously she had been telling everybody about how to be men this. On a YouTube channel, she was selling all these funny, weird ideas and all that kind of stuff. And now she's falling in love, getting married. While the people she might be selling these ideas to are still stuck in the paddle of hatred. On this episode, we are talking about Penuel. Penuel recently posted a video on his channel. Both these people, they posted their videos on their channel. Penuel posted a video recently where he says that they had a thunder strike that caught him by surprise. Now you might be wondering, why is this a thing that needs to be addressed? It's a thing that needs to be addressed because Penuel claims to be God. Yeah, Penuel claims to be God. Even when he went to the podcast and chill discussion, Penuel was trying to convince the podcast and chill people that he is God. You know, he was kind of trying to peddle that idea forward, you know. Even Saul was there busy laughing, and it kind of pissed him off at a certain moment. He watched the first 15 minutes of him being at podcast and chill, you'll see what I'm talking about. Because McG and Saul, they are so laughish people, you know. So while they're busy laughing, they were actually irritating him because he wanted to sell his idea. He wanted to peddle his idea of being a god. And so, in this series of these two videos, the first episode we were talking about people being banned or sold ideas by politicians. And on this one, we're talking about people that are just selling ideas, just randomly. Penuel is convinced that he's God. He is been preaching it for months. I've seen him, I think, on three different times where he says it, where he speaks about that. And I know he does host a podcast with DJ's Boo, who also holds funny, weird ideas about God himself. We made an entire episode about that. And so, it was fascinating that when Penuel recently was in a car and there was a thunderstrike, I think on his car or something, and the car died, they had to get car to come and throw it out. He says that he went home and he was just reflecting on his life. It caused him to go back home and reflect. Now, what's funny about that is that his doctrine of being God, he doesn't realize that it contradicts what he's just described. If you are God, why would you be threatened by lightning? If you were God, why would lightning strike make you reflect? It only does that if you are not God. Because you know you have a very short period of lifespan. You see, a God is one who is in rulership, not at your house. No, it is one who determines the rules of science, who determines, God has decided that the idea of science of this world. God in his wisdom has created it that when I hold this thing here, it falls. Gravity, God, that's my coin box. So God has put it there that we can't cross those lines of gravity. You jump from a building, you're going to hit, you're going to smack the ground. No matter how much purpose you have in your life, you are smacking the ground, my friend. Okay? God has put that wisdom forward. So, God has put forward the wisdom of the clouds that they should be able to gather up moisture to create rain. Imagine, buckets and liters of water are in the air. And at the right time, they will just let it go. It's the wisdom of God. Whatever creates thunder, whatever creates waves, all these things, all these ideas, this is all the wisdom of God. By God, I mean Jehovah. Just in case you are thinking of another one. Yeah, in case your God also is called Jehovah, Yahweh, the one of the Bible. Okay? So, that is the definition that we have of God. That's the definition that I have of God. I don't know what definition you have, but this God that is threatened by lightning. Now imagine he's out there peddling that idea, right? And other people believe that idea. And then he goes and has a lightning strike, and then it shakes him up to a point where he has to go back home and reflect on himself. The ideas have already influenced people. Even if he changed his mind tomorrow, those ideas that he is God have influenced others. Now they think they are God. There is a danger in Africa that is going on of people peddling ideas, that after peddling these ideas influence other people, and the people that actually thinking later on they might change. Now, not to say that Penuel has changed his mind about being God. He might still be convinced about it, but he's just dealing with being the wrong kind of God there. Yeah, he is God, but he's the one that can be killed. He's a God that fears for his life. He's a God that is without authority, the type of a God that in a snap of a finger, under the command of the real God, on lightning, you'll be dead. That's the thing that is really reflecting on. Am I really lying to myself here, or what is going on? When the mortality aspect of the man is now facing him, he is now at question, am I really God? A lot of people have believed these ideas. In the first episode, we were talking about the lady, all these ideas that they were peddling of feminism and whatnot. It caused people to hate the opposite gender. And in the process of doing that, guess what? They themselves are forming powerful relationships. She's married now. While she might be teaching other young people to be hateful towards the opposite gender. What is this? Peddling ideas. So do you think these people are reliable at being politicians when they are not even reliable at what they believe honestly out to the public? Think about it. Now, for those people that actually believe this, people, you believe this people, sit back and think about it. There's many of them. We don't have to mention them. Some of them, they are bent on hatred of marriage. They're out there. They're trying to convince you, but they themselves will stop at nothing at going back and falling in love again. They sell you ideas. You get stuck on the idea and you live with that idea. 5, 6, 7 years from now, you still haven't built any meaningful relationship, and you're sitting back and thinking to yourself, why can't I build a good relationship? And you can't track the root of the problem was that you believed a false idea. God has made us to be dependent on each other. We learn from each other. Manga kuzegi. Manga wati? Yes, manga kuzegi. And you continue on. Make sure that you are believing on the right thing. Because people will... Because you see, hatred, as I've said, hatred that these people are feeding, both of them. Penuel or thing. The hatred of God, or the hatred of... Whatever hatred they're trying to feed you on. They, given the chance, they will easily toss it. Given the chance, they will easily toss it, and they'll be all over on the other side. Think about what people are peddling before you. It's Ricky, and I'll be out.